What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Big George Foreman. Get this. George Foreman denies sexual assault allegations in forthcoming lawsuit, claims he is being extorted. George Foreman says that he is being targeted by two women who are accusing him of sexual abuse in the 1970s, and that he denies all their claims, calling them extortion artists. Okay. In a statement published Wednesday, the iconic heavyweight champion asserted that the two women have been trying to extort him for millions of dollars from him for the past year. He said, quote, "Over the past 6 months, two women have been trying to extort millions of dollars from me and my family," Foreman said. "They are falsely claiming that I sexually abused them over 45 years ago in the 1970s. I adamantly and categorically deny these allegations." Wow. He said, "The pride I take in my reputation means as much to me as my sport accomplishments, and I will not be intimidated by baseless threats and lies. I am, and I always will be, guided by my faith and trust in God. I will work with my lawyers to fully and truthfully expose these accusers, or my accusers, scheme and defend in court. I don't pick fights, but I don't run away from them either." TMZ reported that the lawsuit will be filed this week in Los Angeles by the two women, whose fathers apparently had a friendship and working relationship with Foreman decades ago. TMZ sources also indicate that the two women have been asking and seeking for $12.5 million from the 73-year-old Foreman. A ferocious puncher, Foreman came up, of course, the golden age of heavyweight when he fought Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier. Let me stop right there, though, because we know what George Foreman has done in his career. Shouts out to him, the mean, lean, fat-reducing machine, creator and everything. I have one at my house. I support George Foreman. I love the boxing preacher. I love everything about him. He's from Marshall, Texas, right up the street. So I know, George Foreman, he has a well-recognized reputation, okay? And I would say this. George Foreman is in a situation where I feel that people will try to take advantage of them. And I think what people do, I think if something happened that they could exploit, I think people purposely wait long. This was burning me up and I couldn't take it no more. It's on my psyche and this, that, and the other. But that may or may not be true. What I'm saying is, that a lot of this could happen to anyone that's successful. That's why you have to watch what you do, especially in the early 70s. Okay? A lot of people did certain protocols and thought it was cool back then when it wasn't. And then just because the times have changed doesn't change the mind. So the times change, but the minds don't. So if something did happen back then, it should have happened or came out at that point in time, not in 2022. 45 years later, that's like a lifetime ago, because that's older than me, right? And for people to come up now, depending on how old they are, because they have to be at least in their 50s, okay, or 60s, because he's in his 70s. You know what I mean? So if he or he had cahoots or he had a relationship with their parents, I'm assuming that they're about in their early 50s. And, unfortunately, there's a lot of opportunity to get money such as that. We don't know the backstory. We don't know the relationship between George Foreman and those women either. We don't know any of that. But what I'm glad and I'm proud of George for doing is coming forth with it. Hey, I'm coming out with this shit. Okay, I'm going to let everyone know before it happens. Even though they're going to court with it, or they're going to go through the notions and file charges or whatever happened 45 years ago, they're going to do that. But, needless to say, I think a lot of times monkey see, monkey does. What I mean by that is they've watched a powerful man get let out of prison. His name is Bill Cosby. Okay. And even though he's out of prison, they still took him to court for a civil suit and won some money. And I believe when a lot of people see, or other people see, those type of things actually get accomplished, that gives them more an incentive to move forward with something that they could exploit. Okay, so so is opportunity for everything, especially when you see it done, because seeing is believing. When you talk about, oh my God, look at the amount of money that woman got from Bill Cosby. You know what? Let's do the same shit. Counterpunch. But I don't pick sides or anything like that, but I do understand what it was like back then. But I do understand, because I was told, I was informed. But I do also understand that, it's one thing to have that done to you, but it's another thing to have that blamed on you. So it's real bad either way it goes. So whoever's guilty versus whoever's innocent, God bless them, whoever it is. But this is like the first time I ever heard someone say anything about George Foreman. So it's kind of not saying it's not out of the ordinary, but what I'm saying is it's not common with that particular person. Now, if this been R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, the usual suspects, okay, there's another one. So what did he do now? But George Foreman, he hasn't had that done or anything like this done to him. So if he is innocent, I can understand his frustration. And when you're accused of something, it brings a whole level of stress, and just you feel betrayed, just utterly betrayed. And when you're lied to or lied on in that way. So anyway, you guys tell me what you think of George Foreman being extorted, he claims, by ladies that said that he sexually assaulted them over 45 years ago. Tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.